There are people who will love you and still hurt you. Not always intentionally, not always obviously, but consistently enough that over time you start to believe the problem is you. You start apologizing for things that were never your fault. You start shrinking your needs, your voice, and your worth just to keep the peace. And the scariest part? Most people do not even realize it is happening until they are already deep in it. Today we are going to talk about 6 things a real partner will never do to you. Because once you know the difference, you will never mistake unhealthy love for real love again. Number 1, use your insecurities against you. Think about the moment you first opened up to them. You shared something that took courage to say out loud. Something about your past, your fears, the parts of yourself you were not fully proud of, and they listened. They made you feel understood. They made you feel safe. So you shared more and more. Until one day in the middle of an argument, those exact things came flying back at you. Weaponized, calculated, designed to hurt you where they knew you were most vulnerable. That is the moment trust dies in a relationship. Not with a dramatic ending, but with the quiet realization that the person you trusted most was storing your pain for later use. A real partner never does that. Not once. If someone repeatedly uses your vulnerability against you, they are teaching you that honesty is not safe with them. Healthy relationships work the opposite way. The more you open up, the safer you should feel, not the more exposed. Number 2, threaten to leave whenever things get hard. Every relationship goes through hard seasons, disagreements, misunderstandings, moments where two people have to figure out how to meet in the middle. That is not a broken relationship. That is just two human beings trying to love each other through the complexity of real life. But there are people who take those hard moments and turn them into leverage. The moment you express a need, disagree on something, or push back on their behavior, suddenly the relationship is on the line, and you find yourself doing something you never imagined you would do. Shrinking, apologizing for things that were not your fault, backing down from valid feelings just to stop them from leaving. Over time, that pattern does something very specific to a person. It teaches you that your needs are dangerous, that expressing yourself comes with consequences. A real partner does not use the relationship as a bargaining chip. When things get hard, they move toward you to sort whatever you're going through, not toward the door. Number 3, make you feel guilty for having feelings. Have you ever tried to explain your feelings to your partner, only to leave the conversation feeling guilty for having them in the first place? You bring something up, hoping to be understood, but instead, you immediately find yourself on the defensive. Suddenly, the conversation becomes about how you said it and not what you said. When someone constantly makes you feel guilty for expressing your emotions, you don't become more understanding. You become quieter. Emotional dismissal isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a look, a sigh, a silence that tells you everything you need to know. A real partner creates a space where you feel safe enough to be honest, because the moment you no longer feel safe enough to speak openly, the relationship starts to lose one of the things that keeps it alive. Number 4, compare you to other people. There is nothing that will make you feel more replaceable in a relationship than being compared to someone else. Because the moment your partner holds someone else up as the standard you're supposed to meet, they've already sent a painful message. Who you are isn't enough. Suddenly, you're competing with a version of someone else that you can never become. And no matter how hard you try, you'll never win a race like that. Comparison doesn't motivate, it destroys. It slowly chips away at your confidence until you find yourself seeking approval from the very person who was supposed to celebrate you. And that's the problem. Love was never supposed to feel like a competition. A real partner doesn't compare you to other people. They appreciate you for who you are, not for how closely you resemble someone else. 4 points down, and if any of them felt personal, Maybe that is because you have experienced more of these than you realized. But the last two go even deeper. If one of these points has resonated with you so far, share it in the comments. Number 5, never apologize sincerely. Think about the last time you needed a genuine apology and never got one. Maybe they said sorry so quickly that it felt like they just wanted the conversation to end. Maybe they apologized, but somehow the conversation turned into you comforting them instead. Or maybe they never apologized at all and simply acted as if nothing had happened. And every time it happened, you walked away carrying a little more disappointment than before. Because an apology is supposed to repair something. But when the same behavior keeps repeating, the words eventually lose their meaning. The problem was never just the missing apology. It was the lack of accountability behind it. A real partner doesn't say sorry to end an argument. They say it because they understand that they hurt you, and they genuinely try not to repeat the same mistake. Because real love isn't about never hurting each other. It's about taking responsibility when you do. Number 6, make you feel like you are never enough. Of all the things on this list, this one is the hardest to leave behind because it does not stay in the relationship. It follows you. Long after the relationship ends, you are still hearing their voice telling you that you were not enough. Still measuring yourself against a standard they set that was never fair to begin with. Still wondering if the next person will feel the same way. That is the real damage of loving someone who made you feel like you were never enough. It does not just hurt you in the relationship, it changes how you see yourself long after it is over. A real partner makes you feel like who you are today, not who you might become, is already enough. And if you have never felt that in a relationship, you have not yet experienced what real love actually feels like. But you deserve to. And do not let anyone convince you otherwise. Love is supposed to add to your life. It is supposed to make you feel seen, valued, and safe on the ordinary days, not just the good ones. If anything in this video felt familiar, I want you to sit with that. Not to judge yourself for staying, not to feel ashamed for loving someone who was not always easy to love, but to finally give yourself permission to expect better, because you have always deserved better. To those of you in relationships where none of these things exist, you already know how rare that is. Never stop appreciating it. And to everyone else, healing is possible. A better love is possible. And it starts the moment you decide you are worth it. Which one of these hit the hardest for you? Drop it in the comments, share this with someone who needs it, and subscribe, because this is just the beginning.